Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm really excited for today's video because it's definitely the biggest and most difficult video I've uploaded so far. As you saw from the thumbnail, I attempted to recreate Wicked Makers haunted house build. If you don't know who Wicked Makers are, they're my favorite husband and wife duo online that build spooky things year round. They build stuff with their bare hands or like using animatronics, and they're incredibly talented. I'll put their channel down in the description below so you can check out their work. And with Halloween being right around the corner, I thought it was only fitting to pay a tribute to them. My medium is video games, and of course the only video game I can think of where you can build a lavish haunted house is Sims 4. Now here's the challenging part. I am not a Sims 4 girly. I've actually never built anything in The Sims before, so this video was incredibly difficult. So you guys are going to get to see all the struggles that I went through to try to recreate this build, and then at the end let me know in the comments if I did them justice. I hope I did. Let's get to the build. Okay, so I just went with, I think it's Willow Creek is the name of this neighborhood. Again, I just downloaded this game, so I didn't have access to all of the different neighborhoods and packs. I had a few packs to work with, but I just picked this plot because I like the pond in the background and it was convenient. So it took me a while to even figure out how to get the base going, and I know it's just a square, as you can see on the right side. That's our inspiration photo. It was so difficult for me to even get to this point. So I want to keep this creation as close to the original as possible, but I also want to leave some room for creative interpretation. So some things you're going to see me kind of tweak a little bit here and there. Also, The Sims 4 has a ton of options, but not really enough to completely replicate something off a different medium. Once I finally figured out how to get these stairs on, things started going a little bit smoother for me. The thing about this building is that it's just a solid square. Like, there's not really much interest I can do on The Sims, and definitely with my skill level, there's not a lot of interest I can do with it. So I try to find the little details to kind of make the square structure pop a little bit. Here's also where I realized that you could do like a control shift to move things out of the square. Guys, I don't even want to talk about it. When I tell you I've never built in The Sims 4, I mean I have literally never built before. So like the whole control shift, moving things, clipping, shout out to Little Simsy. I had respect for her before, but I have even more respect for Sims 4 creators like her now after attempting to do this, and the builds that she does are just insanely detailed and gorgeous. She helped a lot. I watched one of her tutorials on how to build in The Sims, or else this would have just turned out a complete disaster. Actually, if you guys want to see my first attempt, but we don't talk about that. Back to this build. I went back and forth on the windows for a while just because the colors were kind of off. Some were white, some were off-white, some were like a dirty cement. But once I finally felt good about how the first two floors looked, then I moved on to the third floor. This is the floor I was most excited about because the fencing on top of there, and also like that door decal with the green skull coming through in the center. I was really excited to kind of figure out how I was going to recreate that. I bounced around a couple of these really beautifully adorned windows, which I thought like they're pretty close, but just not quite extra enough. This banister was perfect for this window. And then I found this door. This door, okay, I know it's big and a little bit out of place, and I went with like compared it to another door, but I really just think this door was perfect for it. And the fact that it had different colored decals, like couldn't have found a better door. The back I wasn't really sure what to do with. I kind of, whoa, and that fence, trying to find a fence that fit was hard too. The back of the building I wasn't really sure what to do with. I kind of just play around with it here and there throughout the build to see what feels comfortable, but the front I really wanted to focus on since that's what they highlight the most in their video. And that fence I found for the third floor was just like perfect. I couldn't have found a better one, honestly. And then same with the sides of the building. Like they do show the sides of the building in their video, but the side of the building is really thin since it's just a dollhouse. It's just one window on each floor. And obviously this one's gonna have a little bit more. So I kind of just had to completely go off script with the side windows and throw together whatever I thought looked best. So I kind of like bounced around with a few windows. I didn't want the whole building to have completely different windows everywhere. So I tried to keep them matching as best as possible. Oh guys, this is where things go downhill so fast. When I tell you I struggled building this roof, that is an understatement. I cannot even tell you, and even my first attempt at this, just getting used to the controls, I spent maybe 2 hours on the roof, and then had to watch Little Simsy's roof tutorial. Again, shout out to her, thank God for that. This roof was so hard because if you can see from the reference photo, at the very top of the roof, it's kind of like a square, like roof access walking port where it looks like there's a slab of concrete and a fence around it where someone could walk around on top of the building. So trying to like recreate that by piecing together different parts of the roof turned out to be really difficult. I ended up playing around with it for way longer than I'm sure someone that knows how to build in Sims 4 would have. But I had this idea that if I could like create a false floor out of platforms and build it up past the roof, I could kind of like create that square on top. And now, I don't know. Come for me in the comments if there was maybe an obviously easier way to do this that I just like don't know about, but I swear there's no way to create a square on top of the roof like how it is on their build. So I just kind of got creative here and did the best that I could, played around with it for a really long time, but I think the end result turned out pretty decent considering this was my first time ever building in The Sims. I really wish that there were little black cat statues like the ones that they have on the second and third floor. But these little gargoyles are a very close second. So I put them just on every corner of the roof. It's something that you would expect to see on the roof of a haunted house anyway. So it just worked out perfectly that that came in one of the spooky packs. Decorating the outside was the most fun for me. I was so happy that I found those little pumpkins to go on the front porch to match theirs. I was also really excited to find these tombstones to go in the backyard. I thought that they were kind of perfect for this build. Oh, and this tree matched their tree pretty much perfectly. I was really excited about that. I loved how many just like dead, stumpy, creepy, viney trees there were in these spooky packs. Just played around with the exterior plants a little bit. I didn't want to add too many plants because the whole point is that everything outside of the building is supposed to be dead. So I just wanted to add a couple of those trees that they Wicked Makers had on their build. And then I wanted to add a couple dead rose bushes, some vines coming out, a little bit of filler, but nothing too lush. I really want everything to look just kind of like petrified. Which surprisingly, there weren't a lot of options for petrified plants in any of the spooky packs that I have. So I kind of just started covering up the grass with dirt to make it look even more creepy, which I thought was a close second. I really wish there was like some dead hay grass options. So I could have just littered the whole area with hay and dirt. But I really liked how the exterior turned out. I love the fact that I could match the pumpkins to their build exactly. And I just love the fact that I had the trees, the exact trees that they had with the long, creepy, twiggy vines. I know that a lot of people that build in The Sims 4 really go all out with their plants and exterior decorations. I really wanted to do that just because I know that it looks better from all the builds that I've watched, but to keep it as true as I could to their build, I really wanted to keep it kind of as barren as possible. Like make it look like nothing can grow here, that it's just like the land is dead, the land is cursed. I also made sure that I went in and added lights and changed them to match. I really wanted to pay a nod to like the purple windows and then the green skull on top. So once I turn those on, this, guys, is the final result. I really love the way the front turned out with the door and the pumpkins and all the dead plants. I love the fact that the purple light is coming through just like on their haunted house build. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought, how I did on this build. And then also let me know if you want to see me attempt to fill the house with furniture. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a happy Halloween. See you next time.